Weddings, parties, football games. How do you do it alcohol-free? We're going to talk about that on today's episode. I am James Swanwick. Welcome to the show. I would love to send you a free guide. It's the Alcohol Freedom Formula. If you're wanting to reduce or quit alcohol, you can go to alcoholfreelifestyle.com/guide, or you can text me the word quit guide to the number 44222 if you're in the US on a mobile phone. I'm in Bali, Indonesia at the moment. Be here for a little bit, maybe a few more weeks. Actually thinking about buying some property or some land here. In fact, buying is not the right word. If you're not an Indonesian or you're not married to an Indonesian, then you actually lease land for about 30 years. So anyway, I'm entertaining the idea of doing a 30-year lease on some land here near Canggu on the coastline of Bali, Indonesia, which is beautiful, which has become a place I've grown to love. I've been coming here several times over the past number of years. Anyway, that's it. That was my story. You may recall, if you're listening to an earlier episode, I had some tennis elbow, which turned out to be elbow bursitis. 2 weeks later, it's still there, but just about gone, which is I'm very thankful for, I should say. I've missed my 2 games of tennis per week, and I've missed certainly lifting heavy weights in the gym. All of the studies suggest that guys and gals who lift heavy stuff have much more regulated hormones, flexibility, strength, stress relief, all that kind of good stuff. Anyway, but I'm rambling. Let's get on to today's topic. Project 90 is the main program we have, and one of our clients, I'm going to use a fake name for him. We protect our clients' privacy very much. We promise to do so. So let's call him John. So John was saying in our group the other day that he was about to go to his daughter's college volleyball tournament in Chicago. And usually at volleyball tournaments, he was saying that they had these tailgate parties where all the parents would drink alcohol before, during, and after these volleyball matches. And this particular client, let's call him John, he posted in a group we have. Like we have this Marco Polo group where you can record little video selfies and share video selfies with each other, and people kind of check in and talk about how they're feeling being alcohol-free. So, for example, David got on... I've just mentioned his name. Damn it. Well, anyway, it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard for you to figure out who David is. So let's just go with David. That's his real name. I knew I shouldn't have been coming up with the fake name. It just doesn't work. Anyway, David was on day 50, and he was talking about how he was worried about going to this college volleyball tournament. And he posted it on a Friday, I think it was. And by the end of Friday, he posted it on a Friday morning. By the end of Friday afternoon, there were about a dozen other clients and members who had come in and posted their own video selfie in response to David's share, giving their own advice, which I thought was incredible and amazing. And I'm going to read out some of the advice that our Project 90 members shared with him, including, let's have a look here. One gentleman said he reminds himself that the ethanol in alcohol is the same as what they use in gasoline, and that is enough for him not to drink. He also shared that he thought that maybe David, if he had a craving, that usually the craving would only last for 15 minutes, and if he used the tools that we gave him, which is breathing, drinking lots of water or sparkling water, just changing your state, that craving would pass. Somebody else shared a video of them dancing at a wedding to encourage him to see that you could have fun and be playful while being alcohol-free on the dance floor, which was pretty amazing. Somebody else shared, I'm just looking at my notes here, somebody else shared taking sparkling water with him to the tailgate party of the volleyball tournament. So actually taking a cooler, one of those portable coolers, taking some maybe Spritzer or Ziva, I think it is. I think that's the brand. And drinking soda water. Another client said that just taking anything, whether it be water or soda water or spritzer or Sprite or whatever, I personally wouldn't recommend Sprite and Coke and things like that because it's lots of sugar, but just taking anything else and being prepared, I think was his way of suggesting how he might handle that. Rather than going empty-handed and someone offering you a drink, you go with a couple of cans of Perrier or soda water or spritzer, like I said, or Ziva, and drinking those. So those were some of the clients' ideas. I'm going to read from Pillar 7 of Part 4 of the Alcohol Freedom Formula Guide. It was a bit of a mouthful, wasn't it? But the guide that I was referencing at the beginning of this episode, which is called the... actually, I got to get the name right. Here we go. The Alcohol Freedom Formula for Entrepreneurs and Business Professionals, your guide to restoring relationships, health, and productivity by getting rid of alcohol. You can get it at alcoholfreelifestyle.com/guide, and I'll send it out to you for free. I'm going to read from that section, Pillar 7, Part 4, which is all about how to have fun in social situations, whether it be weddings, parties, volleyball tournaments, football tournaments. In fact, one of our other clients just shared that he'd spent 9 hours watching Sunday football, that is Sunday NFL, National Football League, American football. And under normal circumstances, those 9 hours would involve drinking copious amounts of booze and alcohol and probably eating lots of bad food and waking up on a Monday for work not feeling his best. But as I'm recording this, it's Monday, so he's going to be waking up today feeling pretty damn good because yesterday he watched 9 hours of NFL alcohol-free. Dallas Cowboys is his team, and the Cowboys won. He's happy. By the way, side note, the Denver Broncos are my team. Okay, here we go. Pillar 7, and the name of Pillar 7 in this guide is Alcohol-Free is Fun. Here we go. I'm going to read from it. Fun, fun, fun. You are going to have fun living an alcohol-free life. Really? Seriously? You may be worried right now that the coming alcohol-free days and beyond are going to be tough and hard, and you'll have to lock yourself up at home to avoid social situations with alcohol. Relax, relax. It's okay. You're not going to have to stay at home away from the world. Instead, I'm going to invite you to run towards new and exciting and fun situations where you're not even tempted to drink. We're going to create new stimuli, new experiences, new activities, new connections, new acquaintances, new ways of living your life, and all of them alcohol-free. When I was a Hollywood correspondent, I interviewed actor Bradley Cooper when he was promoting the Hangover film at the SLS Beverly Hills Hotel in 2009. I was a social drinker at the time, so I asked Cooper what his favorite drink was. I thought that it would be a great way to break the ice and build a common bond. I was shocked by Cooper's response. He said, "Those drinking days are gone. I certainly loved alcohol more than anybody. In wintertime, it was whiskey, and summertime, it was gin." Now, I have to admit, when Cooper told me that he didn't drink, my gut reaction was, this isn't the type of guy I want to hang out with. Cooper's non-alcohol lifestyle seemed alien to me back then. I kept thinking to myself, how could he possibly have fun? Before Cooper got his big breakthrough in that very film, The Hangover, he had smaller roles in films including Failure to Launch and Wedding Crashers. But he said when he decided to quit alcohol, that's when his career skyrocketed. He said, I was doing these movies and I was sober. And I'm like, oh, I'm actually myself. And I don't have to put on this air to be somebody else. And this person still wants to work with me? Oh, what the F is that about? I was rediscovering myself, and it was wonderful. As I write this book, Cooper has now got 3 Oscar nominations. It's almost like he's living his character, Eddie Mora, from the movie Limitless, who takes a pill and enjoys limitless power. The non-alcoholic lifestyle certainly seems to work well for Cooper. So why is it so hard for us to turn down booze? Why don't more people take a short break from it? Why is social drinking not even considered an issue until you finally realize it is? Well, let's consider evolution. It's created a huge societal pressure to drink. So there's a common bond that makes us feel part of our tribe. As social animals, we've evolved to depend on our tribes for our safety and survival. According to world-leading authority on social neuroscience, Matthew D. Lieberman, our need to connect with others is more fundamental than food and shelter. Socializing releases hormones, including oxytocin and vasopressin. These make us naturally relax, trust, and sympathize with those closest to us. In fact, using fMRI, which is functional magnetic resonance imaging, Lieberman found our brains respond to social pain and pleasure as powerfully as physical pain and pleasure. This may explain why we often feel it's hard not to drink if our tribe drinks. I'm also friends with one of the world's leading evolutionary psychologists, Professor David Buss, who says the fear of not fitting in is hardwired into our brains, from when we roamed the land in tribes. Professor Buss says, we fear our social status will fall if we don't conform to group norms. Tell your tribe that you're not drinking, and you're attacking the tribal unity. We fear being less desirable as a friend, coalition partner, and potential mate. But here's the thing. This is me talking again now. Finished with Professor Buss, back to me, and back to me reading the book, I should say. But here's the thing. Losing social status within a tribe was a real danger for our ancestors. If we had lower status within a 120-person tribe, it affected our ability to mate. And if we couldn't mate, we hit an evolutionary dead end. But in today's world, tribes are everywhere. Tribes are all around us. If you get kicked out of one tribe, you can join another. Heck, you can even start your own tribe online with a few mouse clicks. Create a meetup.com group or a Facebook page. When I quit drinking, did I fear being ostracized from my existing tribe? Yes, I did. Was I actually kicked out? No, I wasn't. In fact, nobody really cared when they saw my confidence in choosing not to drink. And what else happened? I joined other tribes of occasional drinkers or non-drinkers. Tribes filled with more health-conscious, spiritual, positive, and engaging people. So it's really about your attitude. You don't need alcohol to have fun and fit in. There's nothing wrong if you There's nothing wrong if you choose to easily only drink water. Would you refuse to hang out with Bradley Cooper because he doesn't drink? I'm guessing probably no. He's a fun, successful guy, seemingly at the top of his game. Am I dull and boring because I don't drink? Hell no. I drink water, ice, and fresh lime when socializing, and I have more fun than anyone. You don't need to be a sheep following the masses drinking alcohol simply because everyone else is. You don't have to feel like a boring prude or a recovering alcoholic either. Bradley Cooper certainly doesn't. Here are 7 ways to have fun without drinking. Number 1, tell yourself you will only drink water or soda or juice. Focus on what you will do. Do not tell yourself you will not drink alcohol, because the mind will then focus on the alcohol. Instead, focus on what you will do. Number 2, commit to having the most fun of anyone at the party. Before you walk into a party, bar, or restaurant, just say to yourself, I will have the most fun here. I will be the most charming, the most engaging, and I will have the most fun. Smile, laugh, crack jokes if you like. You are not dull because you are not drinking. You are a powerhouse of energy and positivity because you're easily only drinking water. I always commit that I'm going to have the most fun and be the most engaging person at whatever social function or gathering I'm about to attend. And I'm going to do it while sipping on soda water or water, ice, and a piece of lime. I simply make a commitment. It's as simple as that. Now, I realize that I can sometimes be referred to as an introvert's worst nightmare. So if you're more introverted, focus on asking meaningful questions and listen. You don't need the alcohol to loosen up. You just get to loosen up. When I go out, I pull my shoulders back, I feel taller, and I imagine my eyes sparkling. I'll walk in and I'll say, Dave, how you doing? James Swanwick, nice to meet you. Hey, have you met my friend Tina? Tina, meet Dave. Dave, meet Tina. Hey, how are you doing? Chris, nice to meet you. Tell me your story. I smile when I talk. So, Commit to having the most fun before you go out. It will soon become second nature. You will base your enjoyment more on the people you interact with, the music, and the environment rather than drinking excessively. A lot of times people think I'm drunk because I'm having such a good time. I'm energetic, I'm having great conversations with people, I'm smiling, I'm laughing. Sometimes I've danced on tables. No one thinks I'm a killjoy. People don't even realize I'm not drinking half the time. It's so simple. So the first thing I do is just commit. Number 3, whenever anyone asks what you want to drink, say this. Yes, please. I'll take a water ice and a piece of lime, thanks. That's it. The end. Simply have answers ready for when people ask you why you aren't drinking. What's the right answer? Well, the right answer is whatever you feel most comfortable sharing. But know this, it's more how you deliver your answer than what you actually say. If you share with a smile and confidence and conviction, people will likely acknowledge you and it won't be a big deal or any deal at all. Here are some examples of some standard responses said with a smile. Oh, I'm just taking a break from alcohol for a while. Yeah, no, I'm not drinking tonight. I'm getting up early in the morning. I'm actually doing a detox at the moment. I'm driving tonight. No, I'm good with water for now, thanks. If you're with a group of friends who are buying rounds, politely tell them to exclude you from the round because you're only drinking water. Just make a joke about the fact that you're only drinking water. Say something like, whoa, I'm going to get so drunk from this water tonight, look out. It's all about simply owning your response. When people see that you don't care that you're not drinking and that you're confident and that you say it or you share it with a cheeky little smile, nobody can make fun of you. 5, when people are encouraging you to drink, respond with humor and confidence. Now, there's always one person who really wants you to have a drink, isn't there? Go on, just have one, they'll say, or, but it's a special occasion, or I came all this way out of town to see you and you're not going to drink, or go on, one won't kill you. I refer to these people as smiling assassins. They're trying to corrupt you with a smile and make you feel guilty for depriving them of their pleasure. I just smile and say, no thanks, I'm too strong in mind. Let me share a secret with you. Nobody really cares that you don't drink. You may fear you'll be ostracized if you stop drinking. It rarely, if ever, happens. But if people do start questioning you about your decision to quit, whether it's temporary or permanent, your attitude and how you deliver your response is what will ensure it's not a big deal. Studies have shown that persuading and influencing people is rarely to do with what you say and mostly to do with how you say it. In fact, influencing people comes down to 55% visual, 38% tonality, and only 7% words. So with that in mind, how you deliver your response as to why you're not drinking is far more important than whatever words come out of your mouth. Think about Hollywood actor George Clooney. Why do people tend to love him? Well, he has that cheeky, confident grin. So in a social setting, put on your George Clooney grin and make a joke about the fact that you're not drinking. If someone mocks you for not drinking, which rarely happens, by the way, then simply say, yeah, I'm going to get drunk on this water tonight. I'm going to swing from the rafters. Look out, I'm going to go crazy on this soda water tonight. And just say it with a big cheeky grin on your face. Again, when people see that you don't care that you're not drinking and that you're confident and you say it with a cheeky little smile, no one can make fun of you. If people still persist, they're still saying, go on, just have one, just point to your head and with a sly grin say, nah, I'm too strong in mind. Now, in a work setting, you may have to socialize with clients or colleagues or a boss. So if a comic response is not appropriate in that situation, then simply have polite and sensible answers. I've got to get up early in the morning. I'm the designated driver. I'm taking a break from alcohol for a while. I'm not drinking tonight. I'm good with water for now. Whether it's a social or work setting, whenever anyone asks you, can I get you a drink? Simply repeat the words, yes please, I'll have a water ice and a piece of lime. That's it. I know I'm repeating this, but it's worth repeating. You know when you go into a restaurant and you sit down, what happens? The waiter or the waitress comes over and says, "Hi, can I get you started with some drinks?" And of course, they're trying to sell you their alcoholic product, right? They're trying to get you buy drinks and commit to expensive cocktails that'll blow your tab. Ordering water costs nothing, tastes amazing, and leaves you hydrated and clear-headed for great conversation and energized for whatever happens during the night. Your mind should be starting to feel rewired about social drinking. When you no longer rely on alcohol to be social, you can relax. You can be yourself, authentic, fun, entertaining, energetic, interesting, more sociable. Number 6, trick people into thinking you're drinking. Now, first, a disclaimer. I do not recommend tricking people into thinking that you're drinking because it means that you don't feel comfortable with people knowing that you're drinking, that you don't drink. And the whole point of this is to get you feeling confident and owning your alcohol-free life. But if you do want to do this in the beginning and trick people as you get used to your alcohol-free life, then order sparkling water and lime and people will probably still think that it's a vodka soda. You can order a Virgin Mary and people will probably think you're drinking a Bloody Mary. If you're at a house party, you can drink out of red plastic cups so nobody can see the contents. But just a warning about tricking people. 1 week into me quitting alcohol back in 2010, I went on a date with a woman, Andrea, at the Jones Bar on Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood, California. I was still very self-conscious about not drinking. So I arrived at the bar before Andrea and I secretly asked the bartender not to put alcohol in my drink. Andrea thought we were drinking vodka sodas all night. I started dating Andrea regularly, and 1 month later, we were at the Coachella Music Festival outside of Palm Springs, California, with her friends. Andrea still didn't realize I'd stopped drinking when the following conversation happened. "James, what do you want to drink?" her friend asked. "Nah, I don't drink," I automatically replied. Andrea interjected, "Yes, you do. On our first date, you were drinking." Cue a long, awkward pause where time slows down. "Yeah, I was drinking soda water and lime," I sheepishly replied. A look of horror came across Andrea's face. "What? Are you serious?" she said. For the next 2 hours, Andrea was annoyed with me. She told me she was upset that I had misled her. Andrea broke up with me soon after. So be warned about tricking people. They don't tend to like it. And if you're confident about not drinking, you won't feel the need to trick people anyway. Number 7, make a plan to do something early the next morning. You don't want to stay out late, so make plans. This way you have a great excuse to go home early, get to sleep, and get up early to attack a beautiful new day. Finally, just because you're now enjoying an alcohol-free life and all its benefits doesn't mean others want you to shove your happiness down their throats. Nobody likes a smarty pants. Nobody likes someone preaching to them. Nobody likes to feel judged. So, never apologize for not drinking alcohol. Own the fact you don't drink with a smile. Own the fact you feel totally comfortable and at ease without drinking alcohol. But never tell people they are drinking too much. Don't try to convince people to stop drinking alcohol just because you have. Don't get all preachy. Okay, so there you go. That was chapter 7, or pillar 7, I should say, from the guide. You can get that chapter, and I think there are about 15 more chapters. There's lots more. Over at alcoholfreelifestyle.com/guide, or you can text me at the number 44222 if you're in the US, the word quit guide, one word, and I will shoot you a text back and I'll email that out to you. So the title of this episode was, what was it? Weddings, Parties, and Football Games. And it was inspired in part from David, one of our Project 90 clients, talking about going to his daughter's college volleyball tournament in Chicago. I'm happy to say that David reported back. He was alcohol-free. He said that he reminded himself that it was a poison and a drug. He said that it was okay. He felt really, really good about the fact that lots of other people had experienced also feeling a bit uncomfortable about going into social situations. He shared that he really enjoyed the feedback, and it was just a little temporary blip feeling. He didn't drink. He remained alcohol-free. He enjoyed himself. He felt supported. He appreciated the fact that probably about 12 other clients had reached out to him and given him support, and he was powerfully alcohol-free. So now he was on day 50 when he had the little wobbles, and on day 54, he was back feeling strong and powerful again. So just because you quit alcohol doesn't mean that you're not going to be tempted. Doesn't mean that a craving is not going to come up, because after all, for most of your adult life, you've been drinking, albeit probably not at a level that's, potentially life-threatening in the moment, but you've been drinking consistently for many years, and you've had social conditioning that drinking is normal and fun and pleasurable and just what you do at tailgate parties. So it can feel like a challenge to rewire the brain or to completely get a grasp over your cravings within the matter of weeks, because it's been a matter of years and in many cases decades where you've had this social conditioning. So sometimes it takes a while. That's why our Project 90 program is 90 days. It takes about 67 days to change a habit, according to one of the most powerful studies on habits. We deliberately make ours 90 days so we can both embed the habit, give you enough time to go out there and practice being in social situations at things like volleyball tournaments or football games, or being in a pub or a bar watching, NFL Sunday or college football on a Saturday, or going to a wedding, going to a party, or being entertaining your clients or your colleagues or your boss. So we deliberately make it that amount of time so you embed the habit and then you practice it repeatedly, and you're constantly getting support. You're getting coaches who are helping you to identify your blind spots, and we're taking 90 days to save you probably another 20 years of pain and suffering because of your drinking habits. So in 90 days, people are getting insane breakthroughs, not just in getting power over alcohol, because nobody really wants to get power over alcohol. They want the benefits that come from getting power over alcohol. And if I'm looking back here over the podcast over the last few weeks at some of the headlines, or the episode titles, I should say, some of the results that people get from going through this Project 90 process is insane. These are people who have given me permission to share their name. This is an episode a couple of weeks ago. Craig Beach, how father, 42, lost 27 pounds in 90 days. Craig Beach, he lost 27 pounds in 90 days. Let's keep scrolling here. Jeff Salzburn, married father, 52, makes additional $200,000 and loses 30 pounds and headaches in just 90 days. So that's pretty incredible. Commercial real estate broker Jeff wanted to quit drinking. He finally did it. He joined us in Project 90. He's 52 years old. He used to not enjoy as much boat trips and golf days and baseball games and work days because he was drinking and feeling like crap the rest of the week. He joined us in Project 90, and now he says he enjoys his boat trips, golf days, baseball games, and work days alcohol-free. And in the 90 days he was with us, he made an additional $200,000. He's a commercial real estate broker. And he lost 20 pounds and reduced his headaches and said he took less Advil and Tylenol. And also he says that he now reads a book a week. And probably most importantly, especially to you parents out there, Jeff shared that he's a better father to his 6-year-old son. So whether you want to get sober or quit alcohol, you want to reduce, I would invite you, just listen in to Salzburn's inspiring story. It's I'm not sure what episode number it is, but if you go back and look for the title, Married Father 52, that'll be the one, that'll be the interview with him. Let's have a look. We've got David Kelly, 55-year-old Australian father and property developer who decided to go backpacking in Europe just as COVID hit. And he says that choosing to be alcohol-free has deepened the connection he has with his adult daughters and freed him from limiting belief systems and enabled him to live a powerful life. That's another one. He joined my coaching program 2 years ago. I actually met him at a Tony Robbins event. We got to talking, and I invited him to an in-person event I had at the Hotel Irwin in Venice Beach, California. This was 2019. I think it was April 2019. And then he joined Project 90 then, and he's been mostly alcohol-free since then. In fact, he shared on that interview that he took a shot of a drink when he was in Turkey on a boat, not because he wanted to, but not because he really wanted the taste of alcohol, but because he just decided he wanted to take a shot just to prove that it didn't mean anything. And so he did, and it didn't mean anything. And he's still alcohol-free. So he's had one shot of probably tequila or vodka. I can't remember what it was, but I invite you to listen to the episode. And he's been alcohol-free, 99.99999% of the time for 2 years, or since 2019 at least. So, if you would like to, join us in our Project 90 experience, then you can go to alcoholfreelifestyle.com/schedule, and you can schedule a no obligation exploratory phone call with one of our coaches. You'll speak with either Jim or Alfie or Victoria, Coach Victoria, and we will listen to what's going on. You'll share with us what you're drinking, where it's holding you back. At the very least, we will give you some free resources so you can go and action your plan by yourself. And at the very best, we will lock arms and we'll walk you through our 90-day process inside Project 90, and you'll get to meet a whole host of incredible high performers in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s who are quitting alcohol for 90 days, improving their marriage, relationships, health, restoring health, repairing relationships. We had one client who just graduated her 90 days yesterday who said that her mother, who's in her 80s, had never, I think it was never, it may have been rarely, let's go with never, had never said, "I'm proud of you" or "I love you." Polish, she described her mother as being a stubborn Polish woman from a different era where they don't talk about their feelings. But she said that her mother finally said, "I love you, and I'm so proud of you." And in her words, our client said that she felt absolutely floored by that the 55-year relationship she'd had with her mother had suddenly felt so different in that moment. What's possible for you if you get alcohol out of your life for 90 days? And you can learn to socialize without alcohol, and you can be held accountable, and you can have people support you, just like our client David, who was nervous about his daughter's college volleyball tournament in Chicago, reached out to the community and had 12 people supporting him and giving him suggestions before I even came in. I mean, I didn't even come in and give any coaching at that point because 12 of our clients already gave it to him themselves. So would love to have you join us if this speaks to you. And an invitation to keep listening to all of the podcast episodes with some amazing case studies, amazing stories. I hope this has been helpful for you. I'll just go over those links again in case you want to take some action on that. If you'd like to book a no-obligation exploratory call and consider joining us in Project 90, you can do one of two things. You can go to alcoholfreelifestyle.com/schedule. You can text the word Project 90 to the number 44222, and I will text you back that same schedule link where you can book that call. If you want the Alcohol Freedom Formula Guide, from which I just read Chapter 7, you can go to alcoholfreelifestyle.com/guide or text me at the number 44222, the word quit guide. I think that's it. I think I'm going to have a glass of water now. That was a lot of talking. Thank you for listening. So appreciate you being here. Hope this was helpful, and I look forward to catching you on the next one. See you later. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I want to load you up with some free stuff. If you look in the show description, there's a link there to get my guide, which is the Alcohol Freedom Formula Guide. And in that guide, I will walk you through the process and system for successfully reducing or quitting alcohol. It's the same system and process that I give to my clients inside of Project 90. And if you would like to get your hands on that guide, you can click the link in the description part of this episode, or you can go to alcoholfreelifestyle.com/guide. Likewise, if you would like to be considered for Project 90 to join our community and get some accountability, some coaching, and have fun, achieve some goals over at least 90 days with our help and support, then you're invited to schedule a complimentary coaching call with one of my coaches. You can do that by clicking the link in the show description or going to alcoholfreelifestyle.com/schedule. Now, Project 90 is for over 30s only,
And it's really for people who are ready to get long-term power over alcohol. You don't have to quit forever, but you will have to quit for at least 90 days with our support. Just a reminder, 95% of my content is free and plastered all over the internet. If you just Google James Swanwick and the word alcohol, you'll find that. For those of you who want additional support, if you want coaching, fun, accountability, if you realize that you can't do this on your own or you just plain don't want to, then I invite you to schedule that call and we can talk about if Project 90 is for you. If you would like to take some of my supplements, swanvitality.com is the website. I'll put a link in the show notes as well. I have a liver support product called Loving Liver, which I designed and specially formulated to help remove toxins from your liver after years of alcohol consumption. Again, there's a link in the show description. We've also got a green powder there, which turns into a green juice filled with amazing ingredients to support you and give you energy throughout the day. And there's also a magnesium product, which I take every night to help me prepare for sleep and to sleep through the night. So there's a few options there. Lastly, if this episode or the show in general has helped you or supported you in any way, I would so appreciate it if you would write a review. It really does help the show climb the rankings and expose the show to people who don't yet know about us. So if this show has benefited you in any way and you feel compelled to pay it forward, just writing a short little review, hopefully a nice one, will be so appreciated and I will thank you immensely. Lastly, if you'd like to talk to me about anything at all, feel free to send me an email at james@alcoholfreelifestyle.com. I do read and respond to every email. And you can also follow me on Instagram at James Swanwick. Send me a message there. And I look forward to connecting with you soon. Catch you on the next one.